this over here where I don't have to use that left arm on it. Ain't scared. Down here with my own thoughts because ain't nobody come on yet to share them. There's somebody came on to share them. Gary, what is up, my brother? Where you at and what's going on with you? Ooh, boy, we got 5 in. Who gonna know how to talk tonight? Gary did. Damn, we dropped 3. Scared 2 off, asking them to talk. Warwick, what's up, my brother? Yes, sir, it's a few hours early, but thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. No, JJ, I don't think you was the first, buddy. Oh. Warwick, I'm going to be damn near your age. Actually, I think I got you by a couple of years, if memory serves right. Mr. Harry, still in Colorado. Is it snowing? You're up there by Denver, if I remember correctly. But don't count on my memory. Tell you what, a lot of nuts falling out here tonight. Squirrels don't normally play of a night. I hear you, Jay Ryder. Well, sometimes it ain't good to be first. I got you by 11? Okay. Oh. What up, Chris? Chris Hi said hi. Let's see if I missed any there while I was daydreaming. Nope, Colorado. Got work by 11 years. Oh, no, it's going to be a slow deal on the chicken coop. We started on it Sunday afternoon. Put in 2 or 3 hours. The main thing is to teach little Joe a little bit about carpentry. Smoke's bad up there, isn't it? Well, maybe you need to take a little trip. Tell the boss you're taking vacation. But this is an unorthodox build that we're doing on the coop. And I'm just teaching little Joe a few fundamentals. I told him Sunday, it really surprised me that I hadn't taught him any when he was growing up, but I was so busy trying to support him, and he was a little tight back when I did construction. So, at least I can teach him now. He's trying to encourage me to do it with him and the grandkids, and I said, no, let me teach you first. So, what up, Paul? Well, no, that was one of my daydreams was to get to drive to Alaska. Oh. You'll be in North Kakalaki on the 17th. What a deal. Well, you're getting pretty close to me. What are you doing in North Kakalaki on the 17th? But yeah, I always wanted to drive up to Alaska. A buddy of mine, he got to do it. He made like 2 runs up there. I've got pictures he had shared with me on here. We made a slideshow out of them. But I never did get to do it myself. Well, it is what it is. I know. Y'all chat me up tonight. I don't want to have to carry the conversation. That gets old quick. Nicholas, good evening, sir. That's a loaded question, Harry. Yes and no to that. I don't miss it so much with all the BS that goes with it because I'm honest with myself. However, I'm not used to just sitting around the damned house with not much to do. I'm limited on my health on what I can do, and I'm limited on my money for what I can do. That sucks. So, and the boy, he thinks if I get out here and fiddle around in his yard and stuff that it'll improve my health. I'm getting low on my gumption. Give a damn's getting broke. I really doubt if trucking misses me. They don't miss nobody. Trucking's a wicked industry at times. It's an eater. You know, one of them deals, and I'm not trying for no pity party or no bullshit like that. I'm just being honest if you want honesty. No sugar added, remember? But we work so hard and plan so hard and think we've got it all figured out and this is how it's going to work out. Life would jump up there and slap shit out of you. Oh, yeah, we all remember the Hetfields and McCoys. So, 11:15 a.m. on Tuesday. Well, see, if I was over there, it'd be my birthday. I don't know, it's what, about 8 o'clock or something here. It's kind of like 8 p.m. on a Monday. Well, Jay Ryder, there is a lot of freight out there that needs to be moved. The problem is it's so damn cheap for the companies. Now, that don't really affect you guys as a company driver other than it might limit how many loads you can get. So then you put all the new regulations and nonsense on top of it, and they make it hard on you. Mona out? Well, thank you. I was trying to pronounce your name there. Don't recollect seeing you in it. How about if I just call you Mona? Thank you, Mona. Oh. Oh, goodness. Well, I'll tell you the truth. If my health would hold up to it, I wouldn't mind going to haul boats again. Problem with hauling boats is the loads that I did for them, I was gone so much, Grandma didn't like it. Oh boy, $700. Dadgummit, I remember that. Yeah, you told me last weekend you was going to the casinos for your birthday. My short timers. Yeah, well, that's very possible, Chris. Now, I want you to take in mind that all my life I was raised believing that we was Indian and Irish. And after my grandparents died, some of my kinfolk, cousins and whatnot, got doing that tracing our tree and all that stuff. Had a couple cousins that was trying to force it that we was Indian. My son proved that wrong, that they was just trying to make the pieces fit the puzzle. My brother, my blood brother, he went ahead and did a DNA test just to solve that riddle. Ain't a damn lick of Indian in us. None. So, ain't saying that you're being misled. But I will tell you, if you can afford a DNA test, I would take it. And I'll bet you, as popular as the Hatfields and McCoys was, there's some of their DNA floating around. Yeah, I thought I had a little gig landed for part-time driving, and the old boy that was telling me about it has quit answering his phone and ain't called back. Kind of aggravating. Yeah, I heard a lot about that, JJ. I don't know what the facts are on it, but something to the effect that as long as you took one sometime during the day, and I don't know. If I went back driving, I'd have to find out. Yeah, that's a fact, Nicholas. That's a fact. Well, I'll be 61 tomorrow, and I'm feeling a lot older than that. But damn near 30 years getting beat up in that truck. See, that's what these young kids don't understand. I've got several young bucks on here that in their 30s and stuff. Gotcha. That's how old I was when I started, around 32. Gotcha. Thank you, sir. But they don't realize that when you're in your 30s, going up into your 40s, your body can take a lot more abuse than you know that it's actually taken. Then by the time you're in your 40s, you're starting to feel a little bit, but I'm a man's man. I can handle it. Then time you're getting into your 50s, it's like, oh shit, I hurt. Time you're pushing that 60, it's like, somebody got a damn forklift to get me out of this bed and my back don't work no more. So yeah, it'll get you. Uh-huh. I appreciate it, Chris. You and JJ both. You're my fireman, ain't you? My first responder here in Georgia, I think. Grandma was just talking about you boys the other day. Damn it, Harry. And you're how old? Which makes him how old? Yeah, little Joe wants to know if I'm ready for that key lime pie. Only if he brings it out here at this point, right? I don't know if I can respond to him without hanging up. What's up, Big Tiny? Damn it. There. Damn it. Damn it. Arr. Well, I said howdy to you, Tiny, if you heard me. Trucking is great for a single guy, but if you're married or have a family, it is murder. That's the truth. Well, some of them got more divorces than that. We got too many projects going on. All right. Yep. Got my due. My DD, diet due. Oh, you're in Virginia? Now, you the one that was putting me up on the big screen and everybody was watching Sunday morning services? Are y'all still doing that? I hope you are. On both counts, that's you and that y'all still are. Y'all give me some thumbs up for my birthday tomorrow. Thank you. Are you saying you almost caught up there, Tiny, or you just watched most of the last one? Got my Trump flag in the other day. And my Trump hats. Good evening, Ralph. I'm going to have to go get me another flagpole and a holder port, a bracket. Because I'd sure like to see it on this other front porch pole over here. I would. Make a few of these liberals around here mad. This boy lives in a liberal town. Good place to put me, ain't it? In a liberal town. And then tell me to get out of a truck. Well, that's cool, Chris. Tell them thank you. God bless. I hope y'all continue to join me on Sunday mornings. I hope they realize I'm really not a preacher. I'm just a man of God. JJ, don't let it bother you, dude. Them thumbs down used to drive me crazy. So Little Joe's taking to letting his chickens out free ranging a little bit. Boy, they're loving it. His chickens are looking pretty good. We're doing a little bit of hillbilly construction on that chicken house. Nothing fancy. It's one of them deals where you have a budget and you work off that budget and you work off the materials that you have and you make it all come together. Oh, Tiny, I've got 2 of them. It don't matter what video I put up. You just damn near guaranteed 2 thumbs down on every one of them. It don't matter if it's my grandchildren. My youngest grandson here did one with a bullwhip a little while back. And he didn't get very many comments. He got a handful of thumbs up and 2 thumbs down, 2 or 3 thumbs down. I was like, really? On an 8-year-old boy out here playing with his whip. And he had a cracking too now. That's when you want to get hold of them and slap them. Chris, did I tell you I used to be a volunteer years ago down in Port Aransas? The only paid fireman we had was the chief, and he wasn't paid enough for that to be his only job. He worked for the water department there, which, they worked hand in hand with the city, with the fire department and all. But man, I got so damn tired of all the car wrecks. You don't mind helping folks out, but I got tired of the car wrecks. Well, the thicker eggs is depend upon what you're feeding them. They need calcium to make thicker egg shells. And if you let them free range a little bit and eat a little bit of bugs, that makes your eggs a lot better. Thicker yellows or more yellows and a better tasting eggs. Oh, he popped himself in the face one time. He got his ear one time. And that was on camera. And you seen the tough little fart. He toughed it out. He didn't start crying and quit. What's up, Corey? Ain't seen you in a minute. Well, the thing is, Tiny, I was doing that volunteer fire department bit down there in Port Aransas, Texas. That would have been, I guess, mid to late 80s. And age was coming out real hard and heavy. It wasn't the, ooh, what is this thing? They already knew what it was. And on that island, we didn't really have very many trees. What trees we did have were transplanted, palm trees and stuff. And we had so many people that had AIDS that came down there to run into a damn tree to kill itself. One of them suicide deals. And it just got ridiculous. It seemed like we didn't do fires anymore. All we did was wrecks. Oh, pretty good overall. I ain't no need him feeling bad for him. And we all got to get a few bumps and bruises to learn how to do something. Not really. There's a few skeeters. This year they're not too bad. And I don't have a whole lot of trouble with skeeters anyway because I don't eat salt. Yep, you got to watch them picnics. But yeah, if skeeters start attacking me, don't worry. I'll go in. I like y'all, but not that much. And yeah, I know somebody commented about my eyebrows and my hair and stuff. Yeah, I hear you, Chris. Well, I appreciate you and your boys and girls of service there. Whoever y'all have, whatever gender, it doesn't matter. Thank you for your service, even if it ain't in my vicinity. Yeah, but Tiny, you're so sweet, man. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm an old sour puss. Start to say something else. Does anybody watch old Steve Harvey? Corey, I'm going to try to stay retired. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. It's a little bit early for me to actually retire. Can't draw Social Security. I ain't old enough yet. Got another year. Don't have a whole lot of money. So it's a little bit rough. That's why we're up here with the boy. He wants me out of that truck so damn bad it's pitiful. So we're trying to make things work up here and selling our property in Texas. And once I sell my little farm down there, I'll be okay. But anybody that's in real estate knows that this is a buyer's market right now, not a seller's market. Well, I watch a lot of his clips, Ask Steve and all that stuff. The Steve Now, and I watch some of his old stand-ups that he used to do when he was on a comedy tour. He got going on one today that it's hard to be a Christian. Boy, he was telling the truth too. No, this ain't the worst I've ever seen it in. And I'll tell y'all now, don't give up on our president. He's a tough old fart. He got released out of the hospital tonight, which he didn't have to go to the hospital. He chose that instead of self-quarantine and staying in their little apartment part of the White House. He chose to go over there to Walter Reed, where they have a presidential wing, where he can flap his wings a little bit and not be trapped in a little cage. And I tell you what, the hate mail that I've seen out there for him, that just blows me away. Well, I've done one ahead and retired. It just make it more comfortable and take out the might have to get back in a truck routine. Oh, but yeah, I tell you what, some of these people that are so filled with hate, and what's really bad, I heard someone say today, is that a lot of them are my kids' age, and they'll tell you in a heartbeat, hey, you raised that generation. What are you bitching about? You raised them. You turned them loose on the world. Luckily, somehow I got that part right. My kids are not that blinded and they're not filled full of hate like that. We have one daughter that she went through that routine about hating every damn thing. Me and her butted heads hard and heavy when she was a teenager. West Virginia heading to Loveland, Ohio. Been there, done that, both of them. Do they have a driving job that pick up and recover abandoned trucks? Oh, yeah. They have that. Now, you better be ready to do some work. They have different kinds like that. They have some where you got your little bag, your overnight bag, so to speak. The stuff that you need to make a short run or run in a truck. And they'll fly you out somewhere to go pick up an abandoned truck. I tell you now, I've heard a lot of horror stories from boys and girls doing that some of them trucks are pretty nasty. Some of them have been stripped. Oh, big time stripped. Makes you wonder if they'll even run. Some of them's in pretty rough shape. Now there's another kind where you take a bobtail out with a special hook on the back and you go to hook up to the back end of that bobtail and you bring the bobtail back. That gets to be some manual physical work too. It ain't just terrible, but if you're an old fat fart, but most of the companies that are hiring for you to do the little dragon wagon part, they want quite a bit of experience. And Corey, how old are you? If I remember correctly, you're a guy too, are you not? Didn't I call you a woman before and find out I was mistaken? But how old are you and how long you been trucking? Because the first few years of it's pretty fun. No, actually you don't. Now, if you go pick up a whole tractor and trailer and you're driving a regular dragon wagon, a full-blown dragon wagon, one of them big trucks you see, now there you might, I don't know. But if you've got the bobtail with a hook on the back, to the best of my knowledge, you don't have to have no special endorsements. Goodness, excuse me. Taco salad's tearing me up. I thought it was good. It was better the first time. Oh. But yeah, I'll get back on that politics since y'all ain't saying nothing. All that hate-filled stuff, wishing the president and the first lady and all them dead. Man, how can you be ate up with that much hate? I mean, really. Now, are they really ate up with hate, or is that being an internet Rambo? That's crazy in my book. Then you get some of these newscasters and politicians that say it on TV. It's like, really? Celadon? What about Celadon? Actually, Tiny, I went to training for that a few years ago with a company called Code Iron. And that's what they did. They'd fly you down into Texas. Them Freightliners or whatnot coming across, you would take 2, 3, 4 of them and you'd go deliver them around dealers. Some of their rules took a bit of a pill for me to swallow it. Now, the thing is I had a job. I talked to them and told them, I've got a job. So it's not like I'm sitting at home needing a job. You sure this is a good deal? Oh yeah, come on. So I quit a job, and where did I go to? Dallas? No, Oklahoma City. Yep, Oklahoma City. And I did the training for him. And look at here, he brought me some key lime pie. Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh.
You're all right. I don't care what your wife says about you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. So I got up there and I did their training deal. Took 3 or 4 days to go through their nonsense on it. We're getting ready to graduate, so to speak. And they tell us they ain't got no trucks. Worse than that, they tell us that 3 classes before us still haven't got any trucks. And I asked him point blank, right in his face. I said, how in the hell can you look a man in the eye that told you he had a job and you tell him you've got work for him and get him to quit his job and come over here, and now you tell me some bullshit like this? It wasn't pretty. I was kind of upset. Y'all ain't got a clue. I can get a little angry. All right, thank you, Corey. 36 and you're a lady. And how long you been trucking? And Chris, you ain't got a clue what the heat is. Want me to bring the heat on? You better have all your bells and whistles together, buddy boy, before you go spend that kind of money on a truck. Key light pie. No, code, C-O-L-D. Is that eggnog too?
Yep.
Damn it, boy. They're going to think you're trying to spoil me.
Homemade eggnog.
Thank you, son. Homemade eggnog. And the pie ain't too bad.
Yeah. Publix pie is better than Kroger pie.
It's not as tart as I'm used to it being.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boy's trying to spoil daddy. He's a good boy. Yeah, you're right. A mad Papa Joe back in the day was not fun. I left a boat hauling job for it. Y'all know I like my boat hauling. That's pretty good stuff. Chris is offended. Well, don't start melting, Snowflake. Guess I towed down, didn't I? Well, usually most companies have their own squad of people they send after their own trucks. Oh, I don't know of any company that's going to just hire you in off the street and send you to go pick up their abandoned trucks because you don't know their ropes. Now, I could be wrong, but well, hell no, I ain't gonna offer you no pie. You gotta watch your weight, boy. Ocala, Florida, to Perry, Georgia, to VA Beach, to Loveland, Ohio. That's a pretty nice little run. You got that many drops, or are you playing drop and pickup? You did right along. So your job is to be there and to look purty. And how long has David been trucking, and how long have you been riding along with him? That's what Grandma did. She rode around with me. I taught her how to drive. She just did not like it. She was too scared of the traffic and all the idiots. And I told her, I can't sleep behind you if you're that scared. No, she'll tell you to this day that she's not a driver, but if she's with me and something happened, she could get me to a hospital or get us off the road. Carlos. Now, Tiny, that's come from somebody that ain't even trucking. And the girl's out there, she's riding along, she's seeing what's what. Grandma thought it was a good idea till she got out there and got a real taste of it. Well, it depends upon how you look at it, Nicholas. In the beginning, I got paid a little bit less per mile, but I got to run more miles. And when you add that dollar value to the dollar value today, I actually profited more back then. Which that's something else a lot of these new drivers don't understand. That when you compare how far a dollar would have went back then to what a dollar would go now, they just don't get it. They think a dollar's a dollar, and no. A dollar back then would have bought you 2 loaves of bread and a gallon of milk. A dollar today is going to almost buy you a loaf of bread. I know it was a hell of a lot more fun when we first started, wasn't it, Carlos? Well, thank you, sir. And what's going on in the big world of Carlos? Damn, I almost got all my wrenches in here tonight. I wouldn't have refused to pick it up. I would have got rid of the beer and the cooler and the empty cans, and I would have documented everything. That truck can smell like beer, and to beat high heaven. When they stop you, that's where you say, take the blood. I ain't been drinking, and you'll have paperwork and stuff saying you're picking up the truck. Something on a text message or something telling you where to go to get it. So don't get so scared. Dropping pickups. I hear you. That'd be a sweet run then, girl. He gonna be hauling tail. He gonna make you a big paycheck. And I know you know how to make him turn it over. Been driving for 4 years and you've been riding for 2. All right, well, good deal. So you're getting a damn good idea of what it is to be a truck driver. So are you even thinking about getting your CDLs? And who's David with now? I did a lot of homework to find out who would let me train my wife to drive. Had them come out to see the truck. Why? They're not going to make a report on it. Hell, they don't even want to make a report on an accident anymore. Oh, no. Well, sound like you need to get that physical. And, I would say $50, but you're in California. It's probably $150 to get that CDL renewed. Well, usually when something like that happens, it's a two-sided story. Company's going to tell you how great they was and how well they was taking care of him, and he just abandoned the truck for no reason, just because he was a mean truck driver. You talk to a truck driver, he's going to tell you how they was trying to starve him out. And the truth is, it's somewhere in the middle. I hear you. Did you see that deal when they came out with a new medical nonsense here a couple years ago? They was trying to make, and some states did make it, where chiropractors can't give you your DOT physical. I like, really? Well, maybe I'll get prettied up tomorrow for my birthday. Maybe not. Carlos, you going to share the word Sunday morning for me? Was that a yes? Cool. I like all them smiley faces saying you're going to do it. Ain't no need getting stage fright now. You go up there and talk to all them big wigs and these companies and whatnot, you can talk to a few truck drivers. You can talk to them about all this hate mail that the president's getting for being sick. He's a super spreader, they're trying to call him now. Really. They was showing on a video earlier on Newsmax where he was getting out of the hospital and heading out to his Suburban. And some reporter has to be a word I won't use on here, and said, "Mr. President, do you think you're a super spreader?" I like, they don't have nobody go over there and slap him. See, that's what we need, is a detail with the president that whenever news people ask a dumb question, they can walk over there and slap them. I think Carlos would work for that job. Get JJ on that job. He can run into him with his wheelchair and that damn metal footrest down there, that hurts your damn shins. And he can, oh, I'm sorry. Kind of like my sergeant used to tell us, there's 3 ways to do things: the right way, the wrong way, and my way, and we're going to do it my way. Yes, sir, Sergeant. I'm not a sir. Yeah, that's what I thought, Carlos. Very disrespectful. You heard what? I heard that mega company want their doctor to do the DOT medical card. This is why I don't drive for them. Well, that's true to a large degree, but you can't put them all in the same bag. That's where, when you're calling to talk to them, you ask them, y'all got an in-house doctor that does our DOT, or do we go to outhouse doctor, or outhouse doctor? That don't sound good. Out of house doctor. Be quiet, Corey. It wasn't that funny. Damn good thing you didn't do it to me. I would have turned you over on your back. Then I would have greased your damn wheels where you couldn't got hold of them. More or less they do, Nicholas. You have to look for those that are different. It's mostly a matter I already took my evenings, waiting on bedtime. It's mostly a matter of finding one that fits your agenda. What do you want out of a company? You know, Jim Dunn. Oh, Carlos, Jim Dunn tried that Mississippi roast today, and they fell in love with it. We got to see the Blue Ridge Mountains today. I feel like Grandma will leave the trucking to Dave. He works for a small company out of Kentucky. Good one to work for. I like small companies. Uh-huh. Huh, okay. Yeah, I'd have to see it, buddy. But yeah, Jim Dunn tried that Mississippi roast, and they loved it. It turned out good for them. I was telling her that she could do a pulled pork type meal, put it on a hoagie bun or something, and dip it in the au jus. Or us, we did it and made up some taters. Jim Dunn's on that health kick. They sent me a picture, and it looked like pot roast, a few green beans, and something else. So, but if you like au jus or sandwiches, you got to dip for you people that don't understand au jus. You cook the meat and you get a dipping sauce with it. And I was talking to Stormy today about it, and I thought she was cooking it, and she told me, no, Jim's cooking it. So if Jim Dunn can cook it, partner anybody cook it. Ah. All right, now y'all chat me up. Don't leave me hanging here. As for me, I'll either start preaching or talking politics, and they both get to be the same with me. Oh, I hear you, Carlos. No, I ain't seen a picture of him lately. Well, she's either brave or tired of cooking for him. He's been doing damn good, folks. He really has. Between the quitting drinking 2 or 3 years ago now, and now he's got onto this health kick where he's trying to drop some pounds. I sure the hell ain't doing it. And he's been going to work out a lot and going for walks. And when the boy sets his mind to something for a Yankee, he seems to keep it focused. Them tarps can whoop your tail. And just think, these tarps nowadays are a lot lighter than they used to be. Well, if he got any bigger of a head, he'd get better fuel mileage. They'd be as big as a balloon and just floated over there. Yeah, I talked to Stone the other night, but it was around his birthday. He was at his cousin's house. Evidently, they was putting a little bit down. So he said he'd call me back Monday, and he lied. He didn't do it. Maybe it was Sunday. Whatever day he was supposed to call me back, he ain't done it. I also see he's starting to make a few more live streams and whatnot. That's good for him. I need to go in and watch a couple of them. Oh, did he? Let's see, he would lose me quick. I don't tolerate that. You want to drink, drink, but I ain't going to sit here and watch you. Hell, I don't want to sit beside you and watch you. I do not know, Corey. I'm not going to try to tell none of that. That's something that he needs to talk to his log/safety department about. Me, the older I got, the less I was interested in them split sleeper berths. Now, back in the day when we had 10 hours driving and an 8-hour break, I would do a split berth in a heartbeat. This new nonsense, I never understood what they were trying to do. I might go in and look. I see a few of his posts once in a while come across my feed. Well, anymore, the government's got such a definition of adverse driving conditions and traffic conditions and I don't know. I think I've lost a little bit, Tiny. I really ain't weighed to see. I ain't been watching my diet that close. Yes, I've heard about the trucks with 3 beds. All right, Chris, y'all be safe over there, man. God bless you. Tell that you Russ, your crew, thank you for their service. Listening to the nuts fall. Hell, why don't you send JJ a message? Well, then that's probably going to depend upon what he did on that log. You know, you should have a button on there for road conditions or something, where you can go off duty under certain conditions. Because I'm sure he's got a computer log. He's got a cheap one, that's on his company. But once again, call that dispatch up. Safety, whoever's in charge of logs. And just a little advice for you. When you do stuff like that, you call the company to be instructed on what to do. Write down the time, the name of who you talked to, and what you talked about, and what advice they gave you. have you one notebook in your truck, boys and girls, just for that kind of stuff. Because most states, you can enter that into a court and it's considered a record. If all you do is have one notebook full of details about trucking. So if you get into a situation like that, call whoever you're supposed to call, find out what they have to say, and keep record of everything. The time you called, how long you talked, called at 6:05, ended at 6:25, that kind of thing. Talk to Carlos, this was the problem. This was his solution. It might save your butt in court one day. Oh, it's noon over there, man. Oh, it's beer 30 for him. More tacos is always the solution. Only thing better than more tacos is more jalapenos. Give me more jalapenos. On a stick. Carlos likes his jalapenos on a stick. No, he said he was allergic to beans, not Mexicans. Don't get him mixed up. Oh, I'm sure they raised the qualification, or I don't know about qualifications. Ever since 9/11, you've had to have a background check and all kinds of stuff. It's been like that for 15 years now, I guess. That was when I let my hazmat go. Got talking to a recruiter with Schneider. And she was telling me I'd have to get my hazmat, and I said, nah, never mind. Oh, it's not hard. I said, I know it. I've had it before. Well, why don't you want to get it? I said, I don't want the government peeking around on me and doing background checks and stuff. Is there a problem we should know about? And I said, yes. I don't like the government checking up on me. Is that all? Yeah. Well, it ain't a big deal. To you, it ain't a big deal. To me, I don't want the government investigating me for anything. Finally wound up telling her, I said, you're a young thing, ain't you? How old are you, 19, 20? 23. I said, yeah, you don't understand government yet. And I got a, huh. And I still don't want the government investigating me for nothing. I already know they know a lot about me, more than I want them to know about me. Fried gator, tater steaks, and chips. We didn't have chips. What the hell's wrong with you? We had catfish. We had hush puppies. We had gator. We had coleslaw, once we remembered it. And tater steaks. Wasn't no chips in there. That's a England thing. Do I sound like an England person? Just goes to show you can take the Mexican out of California. But Well, whose guacamole? Yours or Grandma's? They both made guacamole that weekend. Forgot about the coleslaw. We forgot it that night, too. We was in there shooting the bull. We'd already been hitting the moonshine. I'm standing there cooking. Him and Grandma standing around. We're shooting the bull. They did the coleslaw. We're all doing the finger food thing. In my house, when you're cooking fish and stuff like that, hell, there's a platter full. Grab you a handful. Grab you one, whatever. So we're all standing around talking and eating and forgot about the coleslaw. That was some good times, brother. I enjoyed that visit. I really did. You're all right for a California boy. And we didn't even hold that against you, or else we'd had to shot you. Y'all are passing some stupid laws out there, though, bro. Oh, I sure would like to see your state turn red. And I've seen a lot of your Democrats are walking away from the Democrat Party. I'm on that walk away campaign on Facebook. I love going in there just to read some of their stories. And some of them would make a damn good horror story. Some of the ones that crack me up the most are the people of the LGBTQLYRSST alphabet soup. And here they thought they needed to be a Democrat to be gay, and that they was well protected and loved inside their little gay community. And then when they start showing Republican tendency, they turn on them like a cat fight. I chose that term carefully. Then they say they come over and get to know some of us on the other channel, on the other page, and it's like, we can feel the love over here. Nobody really cares that we're gay. No, most of us don't give a damn if you're gay or not. That's between you and God. Yeah, your state ain't the only one on that's down on the father, brother. I honestly believe that a lot of the states are trying to get the fathers not to take care of their children and pay child support. It's ridiculous. Oh. Yeah, and there's so many. There's a lot of the black ones that I watch, and I share a lot of these testimonies over on my Facebook wall, the Simple Living Facebook. And I guess I really shouldn't say black, because it ain't just the blacks. It's a lot of women dominating men, blacks and women, with a few white guys thrown in there. And they all say the same thing, that they got tired of all the hate over there. They found themselves being haters. And then when we went into this lockdown, they were so bored, they started trying to find stuff on the Republican Party where they could argue against the Republicans on the internet. And they started finding out that they actually agreed with a lot of stuff the Republican Party stood for. And then that got them into researching more about the Democratic Party, and found out that they really disagreed more with the Democrats than they did the Republicans. And they wound up walking away. And damn near all of them tell how their family, friends, and everybody else just disowned them. They're just so full of hate. It's ridiculous. So, Jay Ryder, did you tell them yes? I bet he did. Don't try that with the little girls that knock on the door and tell them, no, I'm gay, because they'll tell you, wait a minute, I got a strap on, let me go get it. Oh, did I say that? Edit that out of this, Carlos. Never mind. We're back to that Steve Harvey show where he's saying how hard it is to be a Christian. But sometimes we got punish we want to let out. Sometimes when you're talking to people, only a certain couple words would work for them. Nah, they never will hold them to theirs. Dave likes your tater salad. Now, I think, Corey, if you'll go to the About page, if I'm not mistaken, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a link to a blog I used to have. It's a long story about the blog. Cross Country Cooking with Papa Joe. And if it ain't there, look up Cross Country Cooking with Papa Joe. And me and a good friend of mine, Pork Chop, he's passed away now, we was doing a cookbook for truck drivers, and I got talked into turning it into a blog. That was all about the time I lost my son and my best friend, which was Pork Chop. But there's some damn good cooking ideas on there for you. Now, y'all still got a house? You get to go home? Or did you do like me and Grandma and get rid of the house and set up home in the truck? I noticed Jay Ryder ain't came back and answered my question on if he told him yeah. And gave him more credit than the melt that easy. Jay Ryder, don't be a sissy. So what'd you tell him? He said they wanted to know how I felt about LGBT alphabet soup entering the white male-dominated trucking industry. And he told them, and I got news for him. The trucking industry is not white male-dominated industry no more. That was 20 years ago. Grant you, there are more male truck drivers than they are women. But if you will watch out there, you have got your fair share of black ones, the Indian ones from over in the sand countries, Mexicans. No, it is not a white male-dominated industry. Of course, the news wants you to think everything is white male-dominated. They're full of bull. Yep, lots of Hispanics and Indian drivers and black drivers. And actually, I think they've done so much recruiting over the last 15 years out of the cities. If anything, it's a black male-dominated industry. I never did a count, but probably why you part your hair, dude. And if you would take that dress off and get rid of them high heels and the lipstick, you have to put on a big white belt with a bull rider buckle, a chain-driven wallet. How many people even know what a chain-driven wallet is anymore? Carlos, we're getting old, brother. Put on your leather jacket. Oh, wait a minute. Depends upon which leather jacket. Put on your pretend biker jacket. But then you're liable to start getting other kinds of requests. Take off them high heel boots. That's the wrong ones to put on. I said high heels. Take them off. I didn't say put on your high heel leather boots. Those that go up to your waist. Just below your waist. Somebody's got to pick on him. Y'all won't do it. Everybody keeps asking Carlos why he speaks Mexican and he don't look Mexican. Grandma started to run him off when he came up to the house. She said, we're waiting on a Mexican. That boy ain't Mexican. Get the hell out of here. Dadgum. There was a whole bunch falling that time. Here in the next few weeks, it's really going to be changing colors out here. Maybe I ought to load Grandma up in the car and go for a drive. Check out some of the leaves changing colors. Well, little buddy, I don't know why people keep asking you that. Oh, some people are just stupid. And maybe he was wanting a date. You know? Maybe you look like a cute little feller to him and they just wanted a date. Well, it looks like I'm starting to run people off now. So are we done with it? Y'all want to chat a while? I hear you, Carlos. Well, ain't nothing wrong with that, Jay. Oh, they don't discriminate against anybody, dude. Maybe a few companies here or there might, but anymore it's, are you breathing? Do you have a CDL? All right. Well, now, excuse me. Now, my videos here, I've done a few home-cooked meals that you can prepare to take out on the road with you. So I would suggest you take a gander at that. Have you all got a Burton stove yet? I swear by Burton stoves now. You can do so much in a Burton stove. And if you have an inverter, a crock pot, and you can get bag liners for crock pots anymore, you want the crock pots that have a strap that holds the lid down, or get you a couple of the small, pretty little colored, damn it, bungee cords. There we go. Get you a bread pan that did come that pizza. Oh no, that one was the pie. Get you a bread pan that crock pot will set down in. That will keep it from turning over. And you can put something on to cook this morning and truck it up all day. Now I will give you a little bit of advice. If you go doing that with either one, the Burton stove or crock pot, what I have learned is that turning your truck off and then you fire it up, that truck sends out such a surge that it melted a couple of cords on the Burton stoves for me. And it's not good on your inverters with that crock pot plugged in. So just use a little caution there. But go check out some of my videos, and if you like cooking, you might learn a few things that you can cook at the house and bring out on the truck and save you some money. The Mississippi roast that you heard me talking about Jim Dunn doing, that is real simple. Talked about it in a couple of different videos. You can do that on your truck real easy if you have a slow cooker or crock pot. Get you about a 3-pound roast, more or less. Put in a half cup of water in the bottom of your pan. Set that roast in there. Get you one of the envelopes of the dry original ranch mix stuff. Get you one of the au jus mixed envelopes. Put that roast down in there with the fat side down. Take those 2 different packages, ranch first, shake it all over the tops and sides, everywhere you can of that roast. Then take your au jus and you do the same thing. Then you put the lid on it. It says turn it on to low and let it cook 8 hours. I don't follow instructions. Well, I turned it on high for about an hour and a half, let that crock pot get hot. Then I turned it down to low for about 8 hours, or the remaining of that 8 hours. And when it gets done, it just pulls apart like pulled pork, if you do pulled pork. So have you some hoagie buns on hand, tortillas, whatever. Put that rascal, just pinch that damn meat off there. I mean, it's going to just fall apart. And make you a sandwich. You got your au jus dip there. Dip it, munch out. Good stuff. And one roast between the 2 of you is a 3-pounder. It's going to cook down to about 2 pounds. That's still going to feed you 2 for 2 to 3 days. There you go. Always have sandwich bags on that truck. Regular size sandwich bags, Ziplocs, and gallon size. Have some quart size. The gallon size, in an emergency, girl, you could use it. Grandma been known to have to use one in emergency. And you just get rid of it at the next stop. I think you're right. I think trucking is an equal opportunity, crappy kind of career. It's an equal opportunity to screw you over career is true. Michael is the man. Don't be wearing them skinny jeans. I hear you. Well, Michael, if somebody offered me a job where I'm at, I'd consider it. Well, the lunchbox cooker is the Burton stove. No, you can cook. I've cooked chicken breast in there. I've cooked steaks in them. I've cooked hamburgers in them. And I tell all about that in the blog and some of my videos on here. Grandma used to pre-wrap me a bunch of different meats. She had the size of that Burton stove down pat, and she'd double wrap it, stick it in the freezer and freeze it up, so then when I came out, I'd carry that stuff out to the truck, put it in my cooler, and with it already being froze and me turning my cooler on cold, oh boy. You wouldn't want me at a truck stop. I ain't got a clue. I ain't talked to him in forever. I made him mad at me. He don't talk to me. I got a feeling he's ghosting the channel in the background. Hell, he could be one of my thumbs down as far as I know. A triple yoke. There you go. I remember them. Yep. I don't know what, hell, I've cooked beans in mine, dry beans, and I'd cook them in a day. The only time I had trouble cooking anything was I was out in the mountains and I tried to cook some beans out in the mountain. And I found out that they don't cook out. I got to talk to my brother in Albuquerque. He said he had issues cooking beans there at his house. So there you need a pressure cooker. And I ain't going to recommend anybody take pressure cooker on truck with them. Well, now your Burton stove does not go into an inverter. Your Burton stove plugs into your cigarette lighter. It's one of the few 12-volt gadgets out there for truckers that I'll tell you works. We tried a crock pot and we couldn't even, what was we cooking? Green beans and potatoes. And we had them cook over 14 hours. Wasn't even close to being done. Cool. Well, you just got to stop and think and plan a little bit ahead, and you can really save you a lot of money on that truck. Now, me and Grandma, we was on the Atkins diet there for a while out there, and we lost a lot of weight. 22 of us, we lost a small person, about 160 pounds or so. But now, I would do up some egg sandwiches for of a morning. I would get me some sausage or ham or whatever, and I would pre-cook that in my Burton stove. Then I'd put it in one of them sandwich baggies. I'd have me a dozen eggs in there, and if you will put just a sprinkle of that sausage in there and take 2 of your eggs and beat them up in there to make a scrambled egg type thing, so to speak, and set it down. I had foil that I lined the bottom of my Burton with, and you cook that and you cut that in half, and it came out the perfect size for a piece of light bread. So we would do that kind of thing, and that'd be about the only bread that we would eat. We had lunch meat and cheeses of different kinds of lunch meats and cheeses. We used that time to experiment, to try new meats and cheeses. So while we're rolling down the road, she would grab us out some pickles, and she'd do us up 3 or 4 cheese and lunch meat sandwich rolls. No bread, just lunch meat and cheese, roll it up. Oh, and she'd bring the plate up front, and we'd ease on down the road, And that was our lunch. If we didn't do that, then we might stop and have us a soup and salad bar, but we usually save that for the evening. Which that was another one that gouged me hard, was the money we paid for that soup and salad bar. And if I paid $2 more, I could have got all the meats and the other food I wasn't supposed to be eating. That's a ripoff. Once again, if they think you're trying to eat healthy, they're going to get you. But yeah, a little bit of thinking about it, you can save yourself a lot of money and eat a little bit healthier. Now, I don't have teeth. I ain't had teeth in years. So the celery and the raw carrots and all that didn't work for me. Well, that count tonight is jumping like crazy. It was down to 8 a while ago. Now a minute ago, it was up 14. Now it's back down to 10. But at least y'all keep hitting the like button. If you ain't hit the like button, hit the like button for me, please. So what else we going to talk about? The Burton stove I was telling you about, or lunchbox cooler, a lot of people, cooker, a lot of people call it. When I started telling my buddy Pork Chop about it, I told him, get you 3 of them. He damned old Georgia boy. And he like, why do I need 3 of them? And I said, beans, taters, and cornbread. He said, fair enough, I'm getting 3 of them. And he did. His mama got asked him, he asked his mama to go online and find him some and order him 3 of them. She says, what in the world do you need 3 of them for? He said, I'm going to tell you, explain it to you the same way Papa Joe explained it to me. Beans, taters, and cornbread. She said, okay, I'll order you 3. To a country boy, that's hard to argue with right there. So, kind of like them Cajuns and their trio. Most of their meals start with onion, pepper, bell pepper, that is. What is the other one? Boy, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. I'll think of it again here in a minute. I just had it before I even started telling you. JJ, what is it? No, not necessarily, Jay. They're only charging you for that parking spot. Well, the 12-volt slow cooker we had wasn't any good. Celery, there you go, thank you. But you got to understand, I bought that thing 15 years ago or so when they first came out, so I'm sure they've made improvements. And I've heard a lot of people talk about the fry pan. Oh. Now also, my daughter gave me a little, one of the small sandwich cookers. That was pretty cool. Now it was 110. I had to plug it in my inverter. And if you go searching around on YouTube and whatnot, I'm sure you're going to find a ton of advice on how to save money in a truck on eating. The Trinity, thank you. What I was trying to think of a while ago. You are good for something. I don't care what Carlos says. It looks like Jim Dunn sent me a picture or something. Stormy was going to send me a recipe. All right, Carlos, take it easy, brother. Enjoy your evening. Glad you stopped in. I'm fixing to get off here anyway. We've been over an hour and a half. I don't even know what time it is. Anymore, it don't matter to me. I ain't got no schedule. All right, brother. Love you, man. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Corey. I've done some crazy stuff like that too. 940 over here. All right, thank you. Well, I've had it where the end of that cord that you plug in, it just gets so hot and start melting. I mean, you couldn't hardly unplug it. It was so hot. I mean, that's kind of scary. That's on the verge of starting a fire type shit. Which is why a lot of these truck companies forbid you to try to do any wiring on them. But I've had them so damn hot that it literally blistered my fingers pulling it out. Oh, well, there you go. Dave burned his fingers. I know the feeling, brother. It was her fault. Me and you both tried to tell her don't plug it in there. She wouldn't listen. You notice that truck stop showers are not being kept up. Where are those shower shoes? I got itchy. Well, I never would shower in a truck stop without wearing my shower shoes. And if they're not keeping them up, there's usually an 800 number to corporate around there. Yeah, I've had a couple of them melt on me. And the hell of it is, they got a fuse in the unit, you know. Well, hell, it's supposed to have fuse in both units. They shouldn't have let it get that hot between the fuse in the truck and the fuse in your appliance. Have y'all been barbecuing outside your truck yet, Corey? That's pretty fun too, but now a lot of truck stops are stopping you from doing that. We used to pull up on the back row out of everybody's way, and me and Pork Chop, before that, me and whoever I was running with, would be out there out of the way, break out our little fold-up lawn chairs, throw a steak on the grill, have some kind of salad or potato salad or whatever, you know. Everybody contribute, and we'd just have us a little picnic. A lot of truck stops have stopped that. They think they're going to force you into their restaurant. Pork Chop had it out with Petro out there in Fargo. I mean, they had it big time. Right, that's what mine was. It didn't melt the fuse. It just melted that little plug-in that you have that you push in and out. So, all right, a couple things about your barbecuing too, dear. One, double check, but it was, probably still is, against the law to carry lighter fluid on your truck. It's hazmat. It goes by size. So you might get the smaller of the things. I started carrying matchlight, which they tried to argue that was against the law. I didn't want to hear it. Never got called out on it. This is just what I was told. Also, when you get your grill, get you a grill that has a lid on it. And get one of the smaller ones that you can find. And when you do go to cook, put you 2 or 3 layers of foil in the bottom of that thing so that when you're done cooking, you can get rid of everything at once and your grill isn't so stinky. It will stink up a truck. If Dave is smarter than I was, you can carry them on the catwalk, but you got to be damn careful. 2 things. One, somebody's going to steal it. Not that they would use it. It's just something they could steal. And 2 is if you've got that trailer slid up too far forward, you go to make that tight turn. I have destroyed a couple. So, you know, be careful there. And I'll tell you something else about them Burton stoves for me is hold on one second. Oh. I got some cheap hot dogs. More chicken than anything else. Oh man, them was some of the nastiest things in that grill, in that Burton stove. Oh, terrible. I learned quick, fast, and in a hurry that if I was going to do hot dogs, spend the extra $2 and get beef. Otherwise, to me, I've been at the chicken plants, and you open the lid up, them damn hot dogs smell like wet, nasty chickens, which ain't a good smell to me. When I first did that, I just grabbed them all and threw them out the window of the truck. No, I didn't do that no more. Now you can also do beans, taters, and cornbread if you got 3 of them. You got your slow cooker that works good. Put your beans in it. Get you some foil. Aluminum foil on a truck is great when you're cooking. Cut you up a couple of taters, onion with it if you want, and roll them up in that aluminum foil. Fold your ends over real good. And I double did mine, and I sprayed the hell out of them, olive oil, and let them cook. There are some cornbread mixes out there that only require water. So as your taters get done, set them aside and put you on some cornbread. Well, now you got beans, taters, and cornbread. Now when I was doing it, we didn't have quite the luxuries you got today. So I had 1 Burton stove for beans, 1 Burton stove for taters, and 1 Burton stove for the cornbread. Now the cornbread doesn't get that golden brown on top like we like, and it is pretty crumbly. But I'm the kind of guy, I crumble my cornbread up my beans anyway. Just a little thought. I always went to the Petro out there. I never used them. I know people that did. When I grill, I want to grill. I know people that had inverters and little extension cord, and they used George Foreman. When they stopped overnight, they would set it up on their catwalk or on their trailer if there was a flatbedder. George Foreman does a damn good steak, and you can cook a lot of stuff on a George Foreman. So it's all a matter of preference for what you want. The Burton, the gas grills and stuff back then, that was high dollar stuff. And I had 4 kids at the house. So I couldn't afford high dollar. I was trying to save $1. You 2 are young, no children. So you can probably afford it. But I can tell you now, I already know that y'all's food bill out there with the 2 of you is astronomical. So I'm sure you need to be cutting back on some of that grocery bill. What up, Scott? Are you staying out of trouble, man? Or is trouble still your middle name? Well, see, as I've gotten older, I don't like the charcoal taste. Well, no, let me rephrase that. The charcoal taste, especially with wood chips, is fine. It's that charcoal lighter fluid I don't like the taste of. You realize you can get some cheap vegetable oil, and you can pour that on put some paper in the bottom of your grill first, newspaper, whatever. And you pour oil on that charcoal and set that newspaper on fire. That oil will saturate that charcoal and get it burning just like lighter fluid. It just takes a little longer, and it takes a little practice to get to know what you're doing. So if you do it the first time and it's a failure, don't figure it just won't work. Stop and scratch your head and say, now what the hell can I do different? Richardson, Texas. Where it depends on where you picked up at. Well, I hope you're changing it with clean oil and not dirty oil out of the pickup. That's your neck of the woods, Art. Well, I'm just on here harassing whoever sticks around to be harassed. And keep flirting with Corey, making Dave jealous. That's good for him. Oh, dude, smart man. I was not a big fan of synthetic when it first came out because it was so overpriced. But as I got going along, I put synthetic in the motorcycle, I put it in our cars, I put it in my big truck. Some people thought I was plumb crazy, and I didn't give a damn. They ain't the one that had the maintenance bill on it. But yes, in this day and age, synthetic is the way to go. And boys at the Harley shop didn't mind charging me to change out all my oils into synthetic. North of 94. Hell, I don't want to go north of 40. What you talking about? Uh-huh. Well, see, and even with match light, you still get that taste through it. But on the truck, you do what you got to do, right? And no, I'm not a big fan of this liquid smoke they've got nowadays. My dad did some of that once, and he broke out in poison ivy, and he couldn't eat it anymore after that. So evidently it had some bad juice in it. Well, I understand on the 74, and I bet that's a good looking pickup. I'd like to see that. The thing is, though, is they've got these oils and stuff that you can put in them that is still better than our old regular oil. It ain't a synthetic, but it's got the additives in there that line stuff and helps break down friction and all that stuff. Well, JJ, it's a practice art, dude. What do you think is a fair price to jumpstart a truck at a truck stop? Some guy was claiming TOA charged a little over $400. Well, no sugar added. That's why you're on my channel. One thing, I think it's bullshit to charge anybody to jump their truck, if you're able to jump their truck. It's somebody that's had a problem, whatever it is. You know, put yourself in their shoes. If you're there and you just had issues, would you want to be charged anything, much less $400 for a friendly jump? That ain't cool in my book, but I'm old school. I believe in helping my fellow driver out and not profiting off of his misfortune. Secondly, in these modern day trucks and with the way these companies are, I would not consider jumping somebody's truck off. It's sorry for your luck, you know, really. If it's a company, they get to pay that bill to get it jumped, and I doubt if it's on their lot, I doubt if it's $400. It could be, depending upon where you're at. If you're an owner-operator, sorry, look for another owner-operator. Because I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. If that's a company-owned truck, and you will find out, probably the hard way, that there was something in all that bullshit paperwork that you signed when you signed on that said you would not do that kind of stuff. So now if you do that and you burn up something on your truck, computer, alternator, whatever, guess who's liable? So no, I haven't jumped nobody's truck off in forever. Last time I did anything like that was at a rest area, and it was an owner-operator, and the situation was right where he threw one of his chains on my DOT bumper, which is not a good place to hook up a chain to. but he was a smart individual, and he let me slowly tug on him and getting him rolling so that it didn't give that jerk to my DOT bumper. And I got him rolling, and he got close enough so that when he popped it, it didn't give that jerk on my DOT bumper, and I gave him a pull start. Uh, Before that, the last time I had to help somebody out was another flatbedder. He had a load of PVC that was falling off the side of his truck. I was in a box truck, box trailer, and he couldn't get nobody to help him. And he took out one of his 4x4s and held it up there, and I backed the corner of my trailer into it, and I pushed that PVC back up for him where he could strap it better. You know, those kind of things I'll take a little gamble and try to do because chances are I'm not going to mess nothing up. But in this day and age, do not think for a minute that one of these companies will not put a judgment against you and you're going to owe them for the next 20 damn years for that $160,000 truck you jacked up. Think about that. Not trying to be mean, just being honest. You asked. You know me. Don't ask if you don't want to hear the truth. Grandma stays mad at me anyway, so you know. So you're already up on one of those, and she ain't gonna whoop me because it might get me excited. So you know what happens when the old man gets excited. So don't be over there smacking Dave around either. He'll be stopping. How's he gonna be making a stop if he has to hit the damn rest area to straighten you out? You got them little emoji things down pat, ain't you? I got a brother-in-law that does that stuff. I know Dave's wanting to stop and yeah, right, gotta go to sleep. I understand. Uh-huh. Y'all, I'm not that damned old. My sometimers ain't gave up. You kids have a nice evening. Y'all be careful out there. I enjoyed harassing you. Good night. Love you. Well, anybody else want me to pick on them? Oh, me, oh my. Another fun and exciting day behind me. All right, folks, I'll give you a couple minutes here. We're going on 2 hours. Dadgum. Grandma think I've been out here flirting with the girls. I think I'll just go ahead and call it a night on it. I appreciate y'all coming in and harassing me. I held up good. Y'all remember the good Lord loves you. So do I. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Bye.